Hello, it is your Sleepless God back. Another video of What If Harry, part of the FNAF universe, part 6. Part 6, I believe this is true. Last time we left off, we talked about how businesses, how he made it to England and everything like that. You gotta remember, Harry is very socially and economically upper class, but also is very much alone. Like, he doesn't talk to people that often, but he has a house, got the FNAF business in England, did a lot of research. Innard, I finally got the name right. Innard is doing a lot of research as well, figuring out the laws, the basis, the understanding, as Baby is basically pretending to be his caretaker, a maid, a sort of like mom, basically, over everything else. As he finally meets his sister, Rose. They meet off swimmingly as they finally get into go into Hogwarts. Get on the train as he meets Neville Longbottom and Hermione Granger, as Hermione is an incredibly intellectually smart child, but very socially alone. As we also learn that Draco Malfoy is trying to get into Harry's Rose's pants, basically, because they used to hang out as kids, and that Draco used to basically say to her a lot that I would marry you and that you're gonna be like my love of my life and stuff like that. Mostly because, number one, she's a pureblood, kind of. Not really, but like socially, because of her name as last name is Potter, her social class is higher, meaning that like she's the only one that's not a crazy fucking bitch that's basically if Draco tries to date her, that Lucius wouldn't have any like issues with it. Sorting ceremony. Rose goes into Gryffindor. Hermione goes into Gryffindor. Harry goes into Slytherin. Whoever commented you should put Harry into Slytherin, stop reading my fucking mind. I was gonna do that. I was already thinking about it, wrote it down, everything, wrote down the book and everything like that, making sure I got everything good, and you're just like, yeah, I know what's gonna happen. Like, damn it, got me already. But yeah, that's it. Now let's start the story. As the feast has already happened, but Draco is already giving these dirty looks at Harry. As Harry's eating, but he's not really eating. Like, he doesn't need to consume food. Like, this is just for shits and giggles. He can't even taste it, really. Everything kind of tastes like burnt. Anyways, it doesn't even like taste good. But goes into the dungeons, as the dungeons in his mind is beautiful. He's used to the darkness. Anyways, his eyes automatically just adjust to it. But Snape is actually the one who's standing out in the middle of basically the common room, as there's a massive window that is the lake, basically underneath the lake itself, as he sees a couple of fish go by, and he's like almost interested, but they kind of, as Snape bellows almost calmly but coolly, straight line, you people, straight line, as everyone stands in like a straight line. Like, there's like 4 columns of straight lines of all of the kids there, as he looks at them. Welcome to the House of Snakes. Some of us are purebloods, as he looks at like Draco, and some of us are half-bloods, and some of us are completely and utterly unknown to this world. We are snakes, together and fully. It doesn't matter if we're half-bloods, full-bloods, or just entered this school on the first time ever. If you see one of your fellow snakes being bullied, I need you to stand up for them. It doesn't matter, as he stands up front, if they are different political views than you do, different family life, different economic. We are family here. And we lift each other up. Do you understand? As the entire line, about like 100 kids, not even really, like 25, maybe even 30, say, yes, sir. Okay. Get ready for bed. As they walk up, as Harry walks upstairs, he finds his bed, as it's right next to another boy. As he reaches out his hand, oh, hello. Hello. What's your name? Harry Potter. As he freezes for a couple seconds, but grabs his hand and shakes it. Marcus. Marcus Fleshley. Interesting. Yeah. As he's staring at him, I thought you would have the scar. Yeah, that's rumors. My sister does, though. The lightning scar? She doesn't have it on her forehead, though. Where does she have it? We're not going to talk about that. As Finch Leslie's like, she just kind of blushes, and he's like, oh, is it? We're not, let's not talk about that. As Harry's like joking with him, I'm just fucking with you. Yes, it's on her. It's somewhere on her body, though. As Fletcher, she's like, oh, as another boy looks like, oh, I'm so nervous. As Fletcher's like, it's like, why, Marcus? Where does, it's just like normal school and everything like that. We obviously, you were raised in the Muggle world, right? You could say that. Yeah, you could definitely say that I was raised in the Muggle world. As like Harry looks at like the both of them, and they're like, so both of you guys are like half blood, raised in the Wizarding world. And he looks at it, technically not full blood, not like pure blood. Like he looks over at Draco, who's right now talking to Crabbe and Goyle. Both my parents are witches, but technically my mom's a half blood. I'm actually kind of scared. As Harry says, don't. It's okay. As like, let's get ready for bed. As like Harry goes to bed, but doesn't really go to bed. Like again, Harry only needs to really sleep for 2 hours. Like, because he really does only need to sleep for 4 hours in a day. And really he breaks that up into two groups of two, like four, like 2 hours and then goes for another 2. Like he doesn't sleep for that long of a time. So he sleeps for like his 2 hours that he needs, and then he goes to the common room and looks at the ocean deep. And looks how beautiful the ocean actually is and how amazing it is. Because you got to remember, Harry's in machinery. And especially with people with machinery mindsets, natural nature can be very beautiful. But also challenging. As he grabs out a cell phone, basically, pops it on the table, and he's like, fucking Christ. Pulls out like a laptop and grabs out like a backpack. Pulls out a laptop. No signal, no anything. Well, we'll have to figure out this shit. As you see him start clicking things together, moving things about. As about 5 o'clock hits as you hear like clicking and clattering and moving and pieces of things as you see Malfoy walk downstairs, looks at him, and walks up closer. So I'm going to give out the layout of the common room. At least this is what in my head. I'm taking a little bit from like the video game, obviously, but also it's in the dungeons. Like so it's very nice. It's completely green, with a picture of Saddlelar's Slytherin, like on a stand with a fireplace. As there's about two, like technically there's like 2 seats and a table. In the main floor, there's like a full on like kind of like love seat, like with like 2 couch, like a couch, a love seat, a table, and then another like tinier seat, and then in the very corner where like the glass lining is, where you can see the ocean, there's like 2 chairs and another a little bit bigger size table than the other one in the corner. And that's where Harry's is. He's in the corner, and as Draco walks up, well, not in the corner, right by the ocean, like or the lake, sorry, as he sees the octopus fly by a couple times, as you hear, as right now Harry has like goggles on, and he's like, you hear him like not even trying to make much noise, but he's what we see as a radio-like device. As Draco sits down and looks at him. So you, for some reason, as he looks up, he's like, shit. He pulls out like 2 earplugs. You were fucking talking to me or something? I didn't even fucking hear you. Why the fuck are you here? What the hell? And it's like Draco's like almost abashed, like you're cursing like super naturally, like what the fuck? Like what? He's like, oh shit, yeah, I forget. You're like pompous. As he grabs all his tools and moves off to the side. He's like, what do you need? It's 5 o'clock in the morning and you're up. As he looks over, doing some mechanical engineering. If I tried to explain it to you, you would not understand it, so I wouldn't even try. As Draco looks at it and just kind of like, oh, it's Muggle, so it doesn't matter. Magic's better. So, how did you feel in the hearts of, you know we're like siblings, right? You ever like found something that you missed for a long period of time that you had when you were a kid, and you're like, oh shit, that's nice. I want that still. So like, what is this shit with me and you? Like, obviously, you have a massive crush on my sister. I'm not gonna help your dumb ass because you seem like you've been failing for long enough that maybe you're gonna fail upwards, even though it seems like you did. As Draco finally like says something else. Oh yes, obviously I've been failing upwards. Same as you. As like he looks, what do you mean? Look at your hands, scarred. Seems like you've been failing a lot. Looks at his hands, as there is scratches and scars, but it's the illusion of scratches and scars. It's not actually there. Again, he tried to mimic a body that he doesn't have. Not everything was perfect. He looks up. Also, like what I mean by mimic a body, he does have some flesh left, but not all of it's like, again, like remember, his flesh is actually purple and it smells like shit. So like with his mask on and his gloves on, he basically covering up the rest of where his flesh is, but right now he didn't have his gloves on. So he sees a little bit of like what he would think is scar tissue, but it actually just Harry's normal skin. You get that sometimes when you become rich. You have to fight. As he grabs out the gloves and puts them on, and they're like fingerless gloves, like almost similar to biker gloves, but like more like I need to touch things with my fingers, but I also want to keep my hands protected. Puts them both on. Looking at your gloves, I see you haven't worked a day in your life. Looking at your eyes, I see you haven't seen shit for nothing. As Draco looks at, I've seen the horrors of the world. As Harry looks at him, I've seen what monsters look like, and I've seen what death can do to a human being. You've barely seen what the tortures of the world can even go. If I had to give you any advice to help you, it would give her kindness before you give her respect. He's like, isn't that kindness first? You want her to show her that you are willing to give her more than you ever could. And then after that, you maybe could, when you start dating, give her the respect. But right now, you don't deserve to give her respect. You give her kindness. And Draco doesn't really understand. But what Harry's trying to say is, you don't deserve to even get close to her to actually deserve her to give her that respect. Because right now, he's trying to get her love, give her both, and it's not working. Because what Harry's trying to say in very simplistic terms is, Harry understands that you can only really give one thing 100% at a time. And right now, Draco's trying to give two things 100%. And one thing is going to fail. It always happens like that. You have to try one thing at 100% and then grab another thing and try it. If that fails, you grab it again and you try it 100%. She right now, Harry, not saying don't give her any respect. It's that you're trying to do two things at 100% and you're failing at one of them. Try one thing at 100%, and if you succeed at that, keep on going from there. As Harry looks at him and just says, but as he stands up, grabs all of his tools and put it into the backpack that he brought and zips it up and puts it away. I'm not a gospel. As he walks up to his room, putting the backpack away, Draco's there to sit and just ponder. As the Great Hall, Harry comes down early, around 6 o'clock, starts eating food before even classes start, as all he hears is as Harry isn't really focused around the natural area. You gotta remember, Harry does not talk to normal people, he talks to machines. Yes, these machines have souls in them, aka people, things with actual humanity in them, 100%. Don't count that wrong there. But they're not normal. He's not normal, but they're not normal. So he can kind of track where they also are. So when they pop in, they're loud as fuck. So when he feels a hand on his shoulder and he looks up and it's his sister Rose, he's surprised. He's he doesn't show it, but he's like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Whoa, Jumpy. As he sits down, aren't you supposed to be over there in the Gryffindor table? He's like, yeah. As Snape is looking down on the table, kind of glaring, but it's not going to punish her yet. But, we got to do what we got to do. It's like, that doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound okay at all. As Rose looks at him and just says, uh, how was Draco? He was fine. He tried to talk to me this morning. I kind of gave him a little bit of advice, but really, he just needs to help himself. Yeah. Yeah, I don't like him like that. And I don't think I'll ever like him like that. As like he looks over, he he's a good friend, and I when we were kids, like he was really nice, but sometimes rude. But like when I actually saw him in public and he was acting like with his friends, Crab and Goyle, yeah, Dumb and Dumber. He's never really been the nicest person. Yeah, I figured. As right now, Harry has like his gloves on and everything, like he was wearing in the train, so it's not surprising. But he's still, Rose still looks down. So, what are these gloves for? Oh, stylistic choice? I just like them. The texture, the movement. Uh, I bought them for myself, so. And they help me as he grabs out his wand, as it's black, like straight black, and he twirls it. It helps me with this. At least with my wand movement, I can kind of feel my wrist and my hand. As finally Hermione comes in and waves at Rose. Like, well, interesting talk, younger brother. Flicks him around. We're twins. I came out first. I don't even know. She walks away, running to Hermione, and Hermione waves at Harry, and Harry smiles, putting his wand back. He eats and everything like that. Going to his first class. That's going to be herbology. Yeah, herbology first period. Yeah, we're just gonna say herbology, as he doesn't really do good. Mostly because, like, he's not an animal person. Like, not animal, but plants in general. He's not that type of person. Like, he is kind of monstrous in nature, and the plants kind of see through his illusion, not because they are better magical control than anyone else here. They're not. It's because they can kind of sense that this person isn't fucking normal. So when they were trying to do some replanting and everything like that, some of the plants freaked the fuck out. He's like, whoa. Second class is with the Gryffindors. Snape and is potions. As Snape is incredibly peaceful for this class, mostly because there's not a lot of anger. Harry looks like his father, kind of, but not really. And Rose is a master of potions, and actually goes with, like, when it's like, okay, go with partners, he goes, obviously, Rose and Harry starts making a potion. And you gotta understand, Rose been getting practiced with potions by a potions fucking master. And then you have Harry, who is a serious old genius and can study any information known to mankind. And knows any information known to mankind and he can read at superhuman levels. This potion comes out fucking well. Neville Longbottom, though, Harry's like, he looks over, Oh, Neville, that's last. And then you hear Snape, 10 points from Gryffindor. Oh, sorry, 10, not the Gryffindor. 10 points from Gryffindor because Neville Longbottom needed help from one of my Slytherins. 10 points to Slytherin for helping a cretin, as he looks over at, like, at Neville as like, he's like, Harry's like, that was not deserved. That was not deserved. I don't deserve that. I don't know. I don't think I deserve that at all. But everything goes well, and then Harry's final class is with McGonagall and Transfiguration. But with that, now we're going to talk about Harry's magic, and now we're going to go into detail about what Harry sees and what magic is Harry for him. So Harry, because number one, his eyes are different. He doesn't see magical spells as words or language like we see them. He sees them as symbols. So anytime like McGonagall says something with the swish and flick, the only reason the swish and flick wasn't needed is to draw the symbol. It gives time for that symbol to be drawn so she can activate the spell. That's why the words must come out. The words must come out so the symbol knows what spell needs to be cast. So when she does it, the swish and flick, Harry sees the symbol and just recreates the symbol with the magic in the air and his own magic. Recreates the symbol perfectly because he can see the shit. But Harry's magic isn't a naturally occurring thing. The reason why he has to actually sleep at night in general, like why did you think he has to sleep, is to regain his magic. Is to basically shut down his systems and regain his magic. He doesn't have an infinitely supply of magic like everyone else does. He has a limited amount of magic because of his core that is not technically in a living body. Think of it like a gas tank. Like, think of everyone else, other wizard is like an electric car who's getting powered by like the sun. And the sun is giving 100% energy all the time. And Harry is driving around a diesel car who constantly has to fill the fuck back up. Harry can't drive for infinitely. He has to stop and get it filled up. But the counterpoint to that, Harry doesn't have to say anything. He doesn't have to do any spells, and he can make symbols, and they just stay in the air. Because what he's doing is making magic and then just keeping it there. So when McGonagall does that, everyone's trying to do it, and Harry does it good on the first try. McGonagall doesn't hear any words, though, but McGonagall doesn't know if it was just like... She doesn't know if she was like not hearing correctly or anything like that, or if it was just like a mistake, and he looks over and Harry's already done it. And he looks over. Harry Potter, seems like you're gonna be really good. As she takes a step, she grabs the item that they were working on, and he perfectly transmuted a massive sheet of like wood into many, many, many toothpicks. As she flicks it back, like her hand, as it transforms back into a log. He looks at it. Do it again. As Harry doing the same thing, but not flicking, not saying any words, as the girl right next to her, who is also a Slytherin, back into many, many toothpicks again. Can you turn it back for me? As Harry does that, turns it back into a log. Interesting. As she smiles. Very interesting. As she walks away. 10 points to Slytherin. As she stands at the desk as the class ends, as McGonagall smiles. Seems we could have a prodigy, maybe. I must tell. Maybe. Let's give it some time, though. As she walks away back into her office. As this is where we're gonna end off the story right now. I hope you guys like it. Comment other stories when I finally get time to make. But thank you very much and goodbye.